I've been on YouTube looking at ultra marathons for like 3 weeks now. I've been on some ventures. I can send you some super cool stuff that's out there that you have no clue that's out there.
Please send
And
away.
okay, yeah, no, like there's some cool stuff. Like Lazarus Lake is this dude that's like the god of ultra marathons, and he dreamed this up. He dreamed up the backyard ultra like when he was in high school, and this dude's in like his 70s, right?
Oh wow.
And he made like 4 rules. They haven't had to have one rule change the entire time, right? Like you
Nice.
start and basically what it is, so it's 6.7K, right? Which is 4.1667 miles, right? So that is a loop, okay? So
Okay.
you do one loop per hour,
Okay.
every hour until only one
Okay.
person's left,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So, and you have to be in the gate, as they call it, right?
Hmm.
When at the top of the hour. Like you can't be over in your camp and come out 5 minutes later and start. Like you have to be at the starting line at the start of the hour. They blow the whistle, you go,
Okay.
right? And you get no aid outside of when you're done with the loop. And you see how many loops you can do.
Okay. I
That's
like
Yeah.
why
that
they call it a
idea.
backyard.
Because it's only 4.2 miles and you go in a loop and the guy could do it in his backyard at the time because the family owned like 130 acres.
Okay.
So
All
he
right.
did it in his backyard.
Okay.
I like that a lot. I
Like
like
you can
that a
do a
lot.
marathon easily that way.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
26 miles is not a big deal when you're doing it 4 at a time.
Right.
And if you do it right, you got 10, 15 minutes in between,
Right.
you know?
Hmm.
I don't know. It looks like fun to me. And I want to
I,
see what they find. Like they find something out there mentally that I want to find a piece of that.
hmm.
That's the most interesting thing to me. Like I might find that and go, okay, I don't need to even sign up for that shit. I already found it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's
I
what I'm gonna
do.
go look for.
I do. I love this. This is so cool. This
Yep.
is so cool. So have you
So
started running, training, anything?
yes. Oh well, I mean, I've been in the gym for shit a year now, but so that's helped, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm more athletic, way more athletic. I mean, I'm not in one of those like best shapes of my life, but I'm close. Just because
Hmm.
like I'm not as young as I used to be, but like physically, yeah. But no,
Right.
I've run a couple miles that like I've never ran before. So like I've done that and then it was like, okay, so now I need some shoes to do this right, I feel. So like I don't you know what I mean? Like why put
Yeah.
yourself at a disadvantage to start with? You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't know. You're not gonna go play golf with a tennis racket, so why don't you go get some running shoes, you know?
Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy. So the Hokas I
So
like. The first ones I got were a pair of Hokas.
well the thing was is like I went in this store and I was like, okay, I want somewhere like that can look at actually like see what my foot looks like when it hits the ground. So I
Hmm.
found this like Fleet Feet place and I was like, that looks like a good beginner's place. So I go
Yeah.
in there, I told the lady, she's like, what can I help you with? I was like, I want to run. I've never run. So I need to see you. And she's like, okay, let's get you started. So
Awesome.
yeah, and so then I was like, well, fine. She's like, do you want to pick any out? And I was like, no, you pick them out because you know what shoe I need. Don't let my bias of the look tell you what to
Right.
pick, you know? So she went back there and got 4 hideous fucking shoes. Like nothing ever I would pick out. And so I had to
Hmm.
pick like the best from the worst basically. No, it
Yeah.
was pretty wild though. But no, like had no idea they made shoes as comfortable either though.
Yeah, man. Did she throw you on a treadmill and like check your gait out and all that stuff?
Nah, but she made me walk across this pad like 10 times.
That's the next step. So like there's a running store locally that'll throw you on the treadmill and like
Yeah.
see if you supinate and pronate and all that shit and get you put in the right shoes for all of that stuff. So that may be the next step. I haven't
Okay.
gone to that. I haven't gone to that step. I'm just trying to just run and be comfortable running.
Right. That's what I
So
want to start doing. And then, but
yeah.
I'm looking at this 4.2 miles. That's going to be my thing. Like I'm going to do that a couple times and make loops out of it.
So when I first started, by about mile 2, that was the first time, like when I was able to get 2 miles running consistently, that was when I first felt the runner's high. And I'm like, okay, now I know why bitches do this shit. and that's what could like keep me going and going and going. And it is just it's weird. Like
Yeah.
it's the
Well, and
best, man.
well, the cool thing is about this is like it's not a half marathon. It's not a
Right.
marathon. There is no time. So it's like I was watching a guy that was talking about like training for it, and he's like, in all honesty, like this is an endurance thing. Run
Hmm.
8, walk 2.
Hmm.
Because he's like, I ran the whole thing and then I ran 8, I walked 2, and it took me 5 more minutes. Like,
Right.
why would I run the whole thing? And it's like,
Right.
you can stay physically fit doing it that way. I don't know. Pretty cool
Eh,
though. I'm looking forward to it.
That's how I first started to run. Like I would jog for 30 seconds and walk for 30 seconds. And even when I was doing that, I think my slowest mile time was like 10:15. And like now my average like relaxed mile is 9-minute mile. So I'm only really saving a minute a mile by running the full time.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. So Scott,
So
have you been in the gym?
Not this week. I probably will be tomorrow. I wasn't at all last week because we had a lot going on, but I've been in the gym pretty much since April.
Well, when you
Yeah,
going? What time of day?
it varies, but ideally between 11 and 1.
and that's living.
Yeah, using a lunch break and lifting.
So
That's
do you
living.
like shower in that time frame too?
No,
You just go
no.
back all crusty the rest of the day.
Hmm.
You the man.
There's so few people in the office. I'm not really cared about how I smell,
Mm.
I'm with
and
you. I'm with you.
I have no issue at the end of the day, like using a public restroom or using a public locker room. But if you give me the choice and I just gotta wait a little bit to do my business in the comfort of my own bathroom, I'll pick it every time.
Yeah.
So, I don't give a crap.
I would shower in a public bathroom way before I would shit, by the way. 100%.
Yeah. Well, there's
I
one other
I
That's
little
have
just
there's
no
one other little
that's
key.
just that's just me. Like I'm that guy.
It's
Like
it's
I
kinda
have
it's not like it's not cold in the locker room at the gym I go to.
yeah.
So
But you
I'm
live in like the
I'm probably
corporate
gonna
life. You
sweat when I
just
get
go
out of it.
downstairs and go. You just like go downstairs and go to the gym, right?
No, I gotta walk across, and that's the other thing. Gotta walk across like a large parking lot. It's probably a 4-minute walk. Like sometimes I call EJ on the walk. So it's like I'm gonna sweat no matter what, before and after. I'll just have a little bit more sweat on me when I get back into
I
the office, and
gotcha.
I'll worry about when I get
Okay.
home. Yeah.
yeah.
I gotcha.
This
Okay.
topic is my daily battle. When am I going to exercise? So I mentally want to be the guy that exercises in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Since daylight savings, my ass is up early, like stupid early, for something. So I'm up, I'm like, okay, I want to exercise. And then I'll flip on my lights and they're like, oh, it's 50 something degrees outside. And I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to exercise right now. I'll exercise tonight. So I've been doing that and I'm running in the evening, but it's costing me evening time with the kids. And that's always
And
the
you're
big thing.
wasting that time in the morning.
I know. I'm up, but I'm like doing other things, reading, laundry, like I'm being productive pre going into work, but I don't
But
know,
you
man.
don't get kid time then, so
It's
it's
true.
kind of a waste.
It is. It is. It's just mentally weak. I want to exercise in the morning, but
That's when I do it.
if it's anything else other than just a base jog, I don't do it. Like today, my running exercise was a sprint interval workout. So I did like 40-second sprints at like 5.5 minute miles, with like 3 minutes of just jogging in between. And that was my trying to get faster. So I ended up running like 4.5 miles in like 36 minutes with those sprints in the middle of them. So I
You're
don't
running
want to
five
do
and a half minutes.
so I can run a 5.5 minute mile for maybe a minute.
Okay,
You know what I'm
gotcha,
saying? So
gotcha. So you're running like a fifth of a mile. Okay, I got you. Okay,
correct. So like I'm able
okay.
and they'll tell you, okay, do that for a minute and then run at a recovery pace for 3 minutes just so you can like get your body amped up to do it again. And I'm able to do that. So by the time you're done, you end up running close to like a mile and a half at that 5.5 minute interval with all this recovery in between. So it's just getting your body trained to be able to run at that clip for a decent amount of time. The most
What's your
difficult,
heart rate in that range?
oh, it's high. Like there's runs where my heart rate will be over 200.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
209, 210, and like my my people close to me freak out. They're like, "Dude, that's insane."
Right.
They're like, "Dude, you had your heart at that clip for like 11 minutes." And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you got to just push yourself so the next time when you're trying to run at that speed, you're able to do it and not have your heart feel like you're going to explode.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So,
It's true.
I love this idea though. That's going to be amazing. That's going to
I
be
mean, I
amazing.
figure it's the best way to get in shape, in my opinion. Like, and I think it looks like fun.
Yeah. So think about it.
Your guy's idea is fun is so foreign to me. Sounds like
24 hours.
punishment.
24 hours is 100 miles.
That's exactly right. That was his
Hmm.
basis. Yep.
Yeah. 24
Yep.
hours is 100 miles. So if you're able to do that, you're killing it.
And then you got some of
That's
these
such a long
weirdos that
distance.
go, that's just when the race begins,
Hmm.
but
That
they've been like 108 laps. And it's like, fucking what?
that's insane. 108 laps. Jesus. That's so far.
Yeah. Yeah. But these dudes start like taking naps.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we got 20 minutes. We're going to sleep for 10.
Right.
And it's like, they try and catch up on little bitty increments of sleep so they can last longer. It's like, insane. Yeah.
There's a ultra marathon runner I follow on Instagram, and he talks about slamming like coffee espresso and then taking a 20-minute nap. And then when you wake up, the caffeine kicks in, and then you're like ready to really zoom. That's what that's one of his tricks when he's doing the ultra running is
That sounds like the really fit guy that dies at the age of 53.
so this
This
guy
dude's living like 100, dude. I'm telling you.
this dude runs like 80 plus miles a week, you know what I mean? And he ran from like fucking Connecticut to like Boston and back. It was like 130 miles for like some chowder or some shit. I don't know what he did it for, but um,
Don't tempt me
yeah,
with chowder now.
Yeah.
that's what he does. Like he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap for 20 minutes, and then, but before that, I'm gonna slam this coffee with a butter in it or whatever the fuck they drink, and it's gonna have like this insane caffeine and energy boost. So when you wake up, it's like, holy shit, let's go. And they run the other 70, 80 miles after that, which is insane.
With packs of rice milk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Nuts,
I haven't figured out the fueling and the hydration part of this yet. You know what I mean? I can eat anything I want all the time and never gain weight. You know what I mean? Like today I had 4 meals. I had Chick-fil-A, I had Panera bread, I had a protein bar and a protein shake, and then I had dinner. And I did my sprint workout, and I'm having a cocktail, and I'll wake up not an ounce heavier tomorrow.
Yeah, what you got in there?
I'm having just some screwball.
You are a screwball.
Have you ever had that?
Is that the peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time.
So this woman that I was associating with, she was a fan, and she would do shots of this, and then she would chase it with cranberry juice, and she's like, "Oh, it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's cute." So we would do it, and it would taste like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I'm just drinking it straight. It's good. It's good straight, but it's kind of like an acquired taste. You know what I mean? Not something you go out and just like, oh shit.
It's way more. It's way more intense. Like it's a very intense peanut flavor, which I didn't expect. And I personally love peanut butter, but it's like, wow, that is intense. Like hits you.
Peanut butter flavor, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you expect it. You expect it to like have the whiskey flavor in there, and it doesn't have much of it. It's just like peanut butter with a burn.
Peanut butter with a burn.
It's
I love the description. Peanut butter with a burn.
So like I'm taking a sip of it right now, and I get what you're saying. It does. The peanut butter taste is like immediate, and you get immediately hit with a liquor taste almost instantly. So it tastes like funky peanut butter, like almost right off the get-go, in my opinion. So like you get hit with that immediate peanut butter taste, and then holy shit, this is liquor. And it's like fermented peanut butter. And then by the end of it, it's like okay. This Reese's has gone bad for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wait.
Has gone bad for sure.
So like some chocolate liqueur and screwball is like what, liquid Reese cups?
I guess. Who's drinking that though?
I don't know, not me.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've been sticking to light beer.
yeah. So my new health kick that I'm on is I quit dipping.
Was this day 4?
This is day 4, yeah.
How's it going?
It's going okay, man. It's going okay. I've done it before. I quit for a couple months early 2021. And yeah. So I figured with my birthday, now's the time. So I'll kick it this year, and then we'll see what's the next thing I'll kick on my 40th. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll have a woman by that time.
So should we get into some golf?
We can, yes. I have played.
Is there any golf news?
What'd you say?
What
was that for?
Any really golf news?
PGL.
Yeah.
The Netflix Cup. Netflix has a live golf event with some of the guys from Full Swing and some of the guys from Drive to Survive. Formula One guys. They're playing in Vegas.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I think it's Netflix's first live sporting event.
I heard about it. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's goofy golf season.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
There used to be a
It is.
time when the Shark Shootout and
In
the
the
Skins
Shell's
game.
Wonderful World of Golf.
Yeah, Shell's Wonderful World of Golf and the Skins game were like what we had in, this downtime. And it was actually,
The Skins games were pretty sweet.
yeah, it was pretty great,
Skins
man.
game were cool. Those were
You'd
dope.
get like Paul Azinger and Freddie Couples and DL3 out there battling it out for like $5,000 skins, and it was a
Well,
huge
Tiger
deal.
Woods, John Daly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dave Duvall had a cameo in one of those, and before that, you had Arnold, Jack, Lee Trevino.
Why don't we
you had
do more of the Tom Brady and Peyton Manning bullshit? Like, why don't they do more of that?
The
That's
match.
cool stuff to me.
yeah.
With Barkley on the microphone. Like, if Barkley's not on the microphone, I'm not watching it though.
They could do that so easily. I don't know why
I-
Barkley doesn't do that himself. Like that could be his own content shtick.
Yeah.
Dude, he can make a YouTube channel, and if it was live,
Yeah.
I would turn it on all day long. Like you used to
Exactly.
do back in the day, you turn the radio on and the TV volume down for the local football games. Like we used to
Dude.
do that shit all the time.
Man, I remember doing that, listening to Myron Cope in Pittsburgh, the Steelers play-by-play announcer, and he sounded so Pittsburgh, man. He sounded, oh my God, so crazy. But yeah, that's all that's going on is goofy golf between like the TGL and I don't know, the resurrection of the Slime Cup. Do you remember the Slime Cup on Nickelodeon? Did you see that? I showed the kids that. That was like a couple years ago.
No.
Oh
No.
yeah. Nickelodeon golf, John Rahm versus Justin Thomas and Lexi Thompson, and John Rahm got slimed. Yeah. That was good. It went down to like this target hitting contest to where like they were trying to hit these targets from like 100 some yards. This Nickelodeon Slime Cup is what it's called. And they had celebs. I think Josh Allen was on it. This was maybe like during the pandemic. I wouldn't be surprised if they used the same place that TGL is going to go play.
Oh my gosh, this is really a thing. It says
You
series.
making this shit up?
It's always in the realm of possibilities with you.
I'm creative. I'm creative.
Totally didn't think you made it up.
A Nickelodeon golf tournament that kicks putts.
It was great. They had like 3 kids from like the Wizards of Waverly Place on there. They were on.
Wow, Saquon Barkley.
See?
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. Fucking Terry Crews.
Justin Hebert. John Rahm. Justin Thomas. Lexi Thompson.
Terry Crews.
Colin Morikawa. Heck, he's about young enough that he actually, could have been just one of the regular cast members.
So they had like I think John Rahm played against Morikawa, and I think they were both wearing like SpongeBob outfits. And
where was I? Dude, this sounds like a blast.
It was great. And they had like these little bullshit clubs. Like towards the end, they had these kids design these clubs that were like ridiculous, and the pros were using those too. I don't know if there's any archival Slime Cup footage, but it was
Not
dope.
really.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I just clicked on episodes and clips.
I think it was at the LA Coliseum, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh.
It may have been where they shot like the ROM slime footage and all that jazz.
So if they do like another like little celebrity player kind of deal, like do they let Khaled in this time?
I think so. I think he's infiltrated. He's in. He's in.
I think Khaled gets in, dude.
He's on a short list too. Like, I think there may be only like Michael Block and Aaron Rodgers in front of him. That's it. Maybe Steph Curry. And like,
Steph Curry's got to be above Khaled.
yeah, I think that's it. Khaled's
Steph Curry's like a scratch.
in
I
there.
mean, like there's John Smoltz and Steph Curry. Like they can always
See,
show
that's
up at
actually
the tournament and play.
that's what I would rather see. I would rather see like Steph Curry, Tony Romo square off with,
Like
Justin
against
Thomas and
Smoltz and
Jordan
Maddox.
Spieth.
Nah,
Yeah,
put him
even that
against
would be
Smoltz and Maddox, and then throw like pros against them as well, and then play like a sixum.
I'm down for competitive golf. Like,
yeah.
even if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
If
I
I
mean, if
still
you
want to
played
see
like
some
a
good
Ryder
shots.
Cup, like a quick Ryder Cup match, like an alternate shot, a true alternate with guys like that.
yes, they need 2 10 handicaps to play alternate shot with a pro. That's that. If you're putting a pro where a 10 can put a pro, and seeing if you guys, I mean, like, that's gold there. You could do that on YouTube.
That
A
could be
10
intriguing.
a 10
That
and a
could
pro play a true alternate shot and see like what they actually shoot.
that could be very intriguing because I can tell you this
Dude, you
much right
could do
now.
like Shaq versus Barkley and pick the pros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
You
would
know what
go
I'm
out.
saying? Like they got the alternate shot. Just that'd be hilarious.
We would go out on Monday nights, or excuse me, Tuesday nights at the club and have a men's game. It was not uncommon, like as us as the pros would join the members for the night and go out there and beat it around. And so we would do a lot of like captain's choices and stuff like that. And we would almost always throw it in there. You got to take at least one drive or two drives from each guy, something like that.
Right.
And you get this guy in your group that's like a 25 handicap. And suddenly when he's playing a 400-yard par 4 and he's only hitting a wedge in, you know, he like hits the green or hits it up around the green and he chips up, makes easy bogeys, and he's getting 2 shots. So next thing you know, you got net birdie out of him. And then on
Mm-hmm.
the off chance that he does hit it on the green and get it close and he gets 2 putts, he's got a net eagle. And son of a bitch goes out as a 25 handicap and for 9 holes shoots like a 44. And you're like,
Wow.
where did this come from? And they all tell us the same thing. Well, I'm not used to hitting from the fairway so much, or I'm not used to hitting so many wedges and 9 irons into greens. I'm not used to X. But then, like, when you got to play their shot, and it's a 400 yard hole, and you're taking their drive, because you wait to the end of the match or the end of the 9, and now they've hit a 120 yard tee shot that they just, totally botched, and it's 75 yards right of the fairway, and you're going and taking driver out of the rough trying to get something as close to the green as you possibly can. Then you start to feel for them, and you're like, okay, I understand why you're a 25 handicap,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So that could be interesting if they like have a match, and they were maybe to say, okay, we're gonna do a 3-man alternate shot, and there's gonna be like a pro, a scratch celebrity, and then
A
whomever,
fuck stick.
Yeah, Charles Barkley, and for 9
Yeah.
holes, like you're gonna have to take 3 of Charles's tee shots. That could get super interesting, because you're gonna
Well,
get to see some creativity, but you're also gonna get to see some really good golfers hit shots that they're just not used to hitting on a regular
and
basis.
and that's the thing. Like, I
Hmm.
think one of the highlights of the match that I've seen so far is when Tiger was at Pelican and hit that massive freaking hook where they played this stupid rule where they're like, hey, everybody has to hit a different club off the tee. So Tiger took a 5-iron and then hit just a massive hook draw and started it way off over
But to get
another
extra
hole
distance.
just to get the
Yeah.
extra distance. And they showed him have to do that in the shot tracer of all that. And he wouldn't have had to do that if that stupid rule wasn't in effect. But you know what I'm saying? Him
He got
doing
to hit
that,
a cool shot because there was cool
correct,
rules. Right.
correct.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And I think having something like that would get more of things of that nature to make cool shit happen.
Yeah. Well, I think I told you guys this. I played earlier this year on an executive course up in like the Claremont area, and there's only 3 par fours on it, and it was myself and 3 other guys, and we decided we are gonna have like a little match, basically a carts type match, but then we were also going to have a different like game on every single hole, and basically we had a game, but we played Wolf in that.
Okay.
So it was, a really wacky and bizarre day. And so some of the things that we came up with was just totally off the wall. But at the end of the day, we had some of the most fun that I think any of us have probably had on a golf course in a long time. And we were doing things like that, like saying, okay, tee off on a par four or whatever, one of the few, you couldn't hit driver, or you had to change clubs every single swing. Didn't matter what it was, where you were, you had to change club after every single swing. So it's kind of easy after the tee shot, but then it's like if you miss the green with your wedge and you got to chip it up on, you're going to be picking a different wedge, or maybe it's like, all right, I'll just go with the 6-iron and bump and run it, and then you get it up on the green, you miss the first putt, and it's like, oh wait, let me go back to the bag and get something else. And we were doing stuff like that all day. We had another hole where we said you're going to play the entire hole with the same club, and it was like a 230-yard par 3, little downhill. So like I played the entire hole with my driving iron. Watched one of the other guys play the entire hole with like a hybrid or a 5-wood, and he actually made a gross birdie. Best part of the whole day, watching him do that. And he's a guy that's like a 18 handicap, 19 handicap. And he goes hybrid on a 230-yard hole, makes a birdie. It was awesome.
That's
So
crazy.
that could be really compelling, and I don't think we're gonna end up seeing it anytime soon, to be honest.
No.
But I do think that segues us nicely into TGL.
Yeah. I
I'll say
listened to
EJ,
the
I
no
think you're the
lay.
most well versed on it, so go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Well, I listened to the No Laying Up pod that they did
I
about
did
it,
as well.
and
Yeah.
it sounds cool, man. It sounds cool.
I haven't. That's where I need to go listen, I guess.
So basically, the thought process is it's like a virtual reality almost simulator, to where they have you are in like a controlled environment and you're hitting into a net that is like 30 yards away, and the shots are being played as a simulator, but instead of having the simulator net be as close as it is normally, it's 30 yards away. So you got to be more accurate, and I guess a better golfer to be able to make these simulator shots do what I'm able to do on a simulator close up. You know what I mean? Um, I guess the other thing is once you get inside 50 yards, they have a I guess playing area that has a bunch of different jacks and hydraulic and pneumatic equipment underneath that can alter the playing area to resemble what is on the screen. So ideally, every hole can be played differently, and you can get up there and putt and chip and play it as it theoretically lies virtually in the simulator from inside 50 yards. So that's how you would putt. That's how all of the scores would be able to maintain some sort of integrity. Um, what they're saying is we've yet to see any of the technology, and that's kind of the next step for TGL. We need to see Cam Young, like, I guess he was down there shooting some shots and some stuff, but we just need to see more of the technology. And I guess all of the matches are going to be played in Palm Beach, and all of them are going to be on Monday nights. And I believe the first one is the Monday following the college national championship. or it's
So
maybe the Tuesday after
the
the
first
Monday.
2 are on Tuesdays, and then everything after that is on a Monday.
Okay, so the first one is the day after the national championship for college football, and then the next one I think is after a wild card football game in the NFL. And they have, I don't know, 6 teams or 4 teams. I don't know.
6 teams.
6 teams.
6 teams of 4.
So they're
3
going to play
players.
this late at night.
Yeah, it's like prime time. They're trying to get it to be like within a couple hours.
2 hours.
Yeah,
So they
like a
want like
soccer
what,
game.
like a 9 to 11?
I would bet 9 to 11, probably like a soccer game. Short, concise. I don't
We got to
know.
think about there's not going to be any real walking from golf shot to golf shot. I mean, there'll be a little bit, obviously, because there's like a laser that's going to point out, once they get inside of 50 yards, there'll be a laser to point them where they got to go in this playing arena to hit the next shot. But outside of that, like, there's really no walking, which there's 2 to 3 minutes between each shot right there. That adds up when you're hitting 70 shots, over the course of a round.
Right.
So, that all is getting eliminated. Plus, they're only going to play 15 holes rather than 18. If EJ, correct me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 9 holes. So there's 4-man teams. But only 3 of the 4 are going to compete each night or each match, and so.
So there's always a cheerleader?
Yeah, kind of, or probably somebody that's just not going to be there. But yeah, then they're going to play like 9 holes of 3-man alternate shot and 6 holes of man to man, singles.
So they're going to play 14?
No, it's 15, isn't it?
Yeah,
9 and 6. Yeah.
9 by 6. I was thinking 5. So you said 6 holes. Okay.
So it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. I like that they're going to condense it down to 2 hours. I think the technology looks extremely cool. And one of the things I think that having the 30 yards between where they hit and that like net or that screen could be really beneficial to giving us more accurate readings. Cause I don't really trust simulators, even if it's, using Doppler to give me accurate readings on anything other than maybe ball speed. But spin rates, everything else, even trajectory, I don't know. Don't trust it very well because there's only about 10 feet of distance the ball's going to travel before it hits that net or it hits that screen. So you give it 30 yards. Now these cameras have a lot more time to capture, what the ball
What
is
it's
doing.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because effectively you're going from probably what is like 10 feet out to about 90, so you're giving it way more time to be capturing information. So I think all that's really cool, but at the end of the day, I don't even think they're going to get halfway through the season and just watch a significant drop in the ratings. One of the things I think makes golf so great is being able to get out in nature, and this is an indoor arena, and then, I mean, I have yet to see really the arena yet, but what are you going to do with people who are on the sides? And have a funky angle and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, you get bad angles at a golf course, but at the same time, unless you're dead set on watching like one group, if you're 5 rows back or you can't ever get in a good spot, you just go watch somebody else, during a tournament. So I think there's a lot of things about it that are just kind of weird, and I don't know. Golf's not meant to be an indoor sport, so I don't know. I want to go see
It could
one, but I have the feeling
it
after
could
one
be
I'll
a
be
good
good.
TV show.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you got to think about it. Like, they might be building a TV show. And if
Yeah.
they're building a TV show, it's going to be a cool setting for one. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it, you know?
I think if they do it right, they can make this really good pay-per-view content.
I think if they do it right, this could be a competitor for Topgolf. I'd pay to play on this shit.
Oh, yeah. And Topgolf is that's where Scott talks about nature. And I'm like, how much you really need? Because Topgolf is killing it out there. And that shit ain't nature in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I
Mm-mm.
definitely think TGL is going to be geared more towards the non-golfer than it is, for golfers. And Top Golf is dominated by people who don't really play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
see,
just
I think that like the simulator golf, I think the more people that learn about that, that realize that it's out there, like that could grow the game.
Dude, I
Like
think that could be
you
like a
gotta think
whole
about the
pro.
people that like go bowling and shit and go play, pinball and you know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of little leagues and stuff that are out there that we don't know about. People that play pool. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you play pool and now you can go play golf on simulators. Like, tell me those
Hey,
people don't do that.
I'm
And
agreeing, and
the
I'm just
golden tee
saying,
people, like don't
yeah,
forget about the golden tee people. They're like,
yeah,
hey, we could actually play golf now. You know
yeah.
what I
But that's what
mean?
I'm saying. Like, I think it's going to be geared more towards whether they wanted to or not. It's going to be geared more towards non-golfers. People who
Right.
want to show up and walk or ride 9 or 18 holes. Like this is going to be geared towards really a new market. A new audience. So
Growing the game is what it is.
Have you ever
most
played
overused phrase in the game.
have you ever played a course at Top Golf?
No,
No.
because I've never really had anybody that wanted to do it.
I
Most
did.
people just want to swing or they want to try and get it in a target. And shamefully, like a lot of people, after I hit a few shots, just stop hitting because they want me to do something. Try and hit it as hard as I can. Try and hit it as high as I can.
Yeah.
Try and see how many I can hit into a target. So it's like,
I just try and hit like big hooks and cut
do you
the
guys want to
top
play
off.
Angry
That's
Birds?
all I try and
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I
No,
just
I've
try and hit like huge slices and big hooks. That's all I try and
Yeah.
do. Like how big can I hook this? Can I get it started and almost touch this net, but then hit that one? Like that's the shit I try and do.
I
I
like
try
trying to
to
hit hooks and slices into targets.
Yeah.
Hit big old
I'm
flop shots with their wedges.
I'm a big stinger and riser kind of guy. Seeing if I could get it to sting and then go up.
That's a great place to do that, by the way.
I know, man. That shit is fun.
Next time I go, I'm trying that. I'm gonna work on the riser with the old whippy shaft. I'll take the old lady. The ladies three wood's the best club they got in that building, by the way.
Man,
Have
I
you
could
have you
I
ever
could
taken your own clubs?
no.
The first time or two I went, I did.
I
Did
took a
you?
driver one time. I took a driver into Tampa one time just to see like
If
if
it
the
made a
ball just
difference?
dies at the end. Yeah, it totally does. It does just like
Yeah.
with their clubs. Like it's the balls. Like it's not
Yeah,
all the clubs, it's a
Yeah.
lot of the ball. I
that's
just wanted to
interesting.
see how it dies, and it gets flies like it's supposed to, and then just falls off of nothing. It's like it falls off a table. It's like that's weird.
So I do have a thought for the TGL and in particular their arena. And it's something that EJ just said. He's like, I'd play on that. They ought to sell that. They ought to market it as like a boys trip where you can come in and it's like just an overnight thing. You get your night, stay at a hotel, or maybe we make it like a 2-night thing. You come in, have dinner, pairings party. Next day, you're at the arena, do your thing for 4 hours or 6 hours. Then somebody else has it, and then you go back and party and eat, get up and leave. The third day. Um, that could be
One little
cool as heck.
casino.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they put the Seminole tribe down there.
yeah,
Put one in the
Bring one to
casino
Tampa.
and then they can invite
yeah,
people to come in and play in the simulator. Like you know what I
Fuck
mean?
yeah.
Like
yeah,
Daly
gamble
would
on
be
that
all
shit for
over
real,
that.
for real. Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool. I think that's where, it may find its real money and cash. I don't know. It's just I don't see it being good TV. I think it could be for a little while, but I think it's going to end up going to a paid service, whether it be pay-per-view or whether it be like Netflix or something like that. I just don't see major networks latching on to this. Um,
Unless they made it like a
Speaking of
team
bad
captain
TV,
kind of thing. If they made it like a team captain kind of thing, like Rory and Tiger play each other, right? And then become the team captains, and they call in two individual people that play each other, and then they get together and decide on the next two people that we don't necessarily know. You know what I mean? Like who's showing up to play. Like I think you could do that as a TV show kind of a deal, and then once you have this team of six or something together, then you split up and you start playing matches against each other. Well, you know what I mean? Just dreaming up a TV idea to make it kind of fun where people get invested into watching it in the beginning, to where, there's more surprise the next episode to get people involved.
What if they have like The Price is Right, and you call the shot as a member of the audience, and if you call the shot, then you get to go and go on like a bonanza for the last 15 minutes of the match, and get down there and play on the arena floor with them. I mean, that could be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
EJ's got that look.
I've flipped on the fucking Netflix cup, and I was saying, speaking of bad TV, I'm watching these schmucks play alternate shot with the driver of one of the Formula One guys and Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler, and they're racing. So they had like the goddamn the lights to start the thing at the beginning to count down the 5 fucking red lights, and then
Yeah.
they both teed off at the same time, and then they all ran to their carts and raced and to see who could finish the hole fastest. This is stupid as shit.
There used to be a show about that, about playing like speed golf.
It's just so contrived, and they've got these dudes
Yeah.
walking out together. Justin Thomas is in all black, just cheesing, loving it, and it's just
Oh my
God, it's just so cringeworthy. By no means am I
Justin
the cool.
Thomas is all black.
Oh,
I'm
Marshawn
all.
Lynch and Justin Thomas, they're
Oh
hanging
no,
out.
that's a combo.
Yeah,
Beast mode
I'm
that
all.
they're playing.
I'm
I gotta
so
watch
glad they're
that.
muted.
I'm so glad they're muted. Beast mode is great, dude. He's one of my favorites.
Mine too. Okay, Ricky Fowler, he's wearing like a white shirt with a terrible flower design.
Does it button all the way down?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it should.
Yeah. I don't know why this is on. Like, who fucking wants to watch this?
On a
This was
Tuesday.
on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I digress. Hey, a lot of what I said probably applies to the Tiger thing. The TGL. Who the fuck wants to watch this on a Tuesday?
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be some people who are
Yeah.
definitely going to get into it, but I think overall it's just going to die off.
You know
So
what,
here's
though?
something.
I think that Tiger can beat Rory at this because he doesn't have to walk in between shots.
Oh
I
yeah.
I think he's got
Tiger
a chance.
He's like Shang Tsung in fucking Mortal Kombat in this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should do. They need to let an average person work their way up the pro golfer thing. If you could start beating regular people, you could earn your way up to Tiger Woods. That's how they get this to be successful. John Rahm is the Goro with the forearms and shit.
It's like virtual
No, he dropped out.
reality,
Remember?
Mike Tyson punch out. You know what I mean? You're the little guy with the no shorts, and then all of a sudden you work your way up the ranks.
He would come back if he was Goro and he only had to fight right before Tiger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Only once in a blue. Yeah, they're replaying the fastest hole. This is some dog shit coverage. What a bad look.
All right, I'm going to change the topic then.
Sounds good.
All right, because this is something that I think definitely comes up at least once a year in like everybody's golfing circle. Should a par hole in one on a par 3 golf course count?
Always.
I'm not opposed to it counting.
Do you think it should come with like an asterisk or anything?
No,
What's the distance?
Does the distance matter? I mean, the article I read was talking about people doing it on like effectively a pitch and putt, and knocking one in from 40 yards.
no, that doesn't
That's
count.
bullshit. That doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count. We're talking about a par three. We're not talking about a pitch and putt. We're talking about like you got an 8-iron, a 9-iron,
So,
I would
a full
say it
pitch
at
and
least
wedge,
has
like
to be over 100
125
yards.
plus.
so,
Yeah.
so what would
Okay,
you
add
say if
25 to East Jays.
I would
what
say
would
it
you
at least has to be over 100 yards.
so what do you say then to 2023 US Open at LACC 15th hole? It's a par 3, and one day they
It's the
played at
U.S.
81 yards.
Open. It's
So,
the U.S. Open. It makes a
so
difference. It's a terribly hard golf hole. Nobody made a hole in one, did they? Or there was like one or two.
I don't know. I'm not
I
gonna
think
I'm
there
not gonna
was.
begin to
I think
answer
there
it.
was. But yeah, no, I think that's a different situation. That's at
That is
LA
true.
Country Club. It counts. And it's at the US Open. And they set the hole up that way that they can normally play it at 125 plus.
I think if you hit a shot
If
that
it's
starts
81
from
yards at your
a
local muni, it doesn't count.
I think
Like,
so this is just my opinion. If you hit a shot that starts from an actual tee box between tee markers and it ends in the hole on the first attempt, that's a hole in one. I don't really care. Now,
Oh
going out on
shit!
the local
Finau
putting
with a
green.
birdie.
Oh, big tone. But yeah, like going out on the putting green and sinking 100-foot putt's cool, but that's just a one putt.
right.
Or
Yeah.
Just
dropping the
counting
ball
that
from
as the hole in one.
well, I mean, you talk to some people and they go play putt putt, or their children are young and they're still kind of like getting the idea. Next thing you know, everything's a freaking hole in one, and even parents are like, oh yeah, she had a hole in one, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. What hole? Oh, she just dropped her ball and putted it up and it went in. And it's like,
Well, yeah. Well, no, those people don't count in the world of golf, in
Yeah.
my opinion, anyway.
yeah. But I think if you start a hole from a tee box between tee markers and it goes in, it's a hole in one. I don't care what course you're on. It's a golf course. If it's a golf hole,
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, there's some people who are like that. And they're like, oh yeah, if you don't at least hit an 8-iron,
I mean, I
doesn't
think you got
count.
to hit a golf shot. I just don't nah. A 3/4 lob wedge? Nah, I'm not really counting that as a hole in one. Like, that was a good
So
shot.
that's
I
not a
made
golf
it.
shot?
Yeah, but I made it.
Like
You
what
know
is
what I
it
mean? I
then?
made it. It's a big chip. It's an approach.
The big chip.
It's a big ass chip.
I
It's a
mean,
fucking
it is,
tortilla.
dude.
It's a tortilla.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chip, man.
Dude, you're gonna start calling that a chip. A tortilla chip. What is it? It's a
This is a
tortilla chip, all
tortilla.
right.
Yeah. Nah, what shot am I gonna hit? I'm gonna hit a tortilla. Big ass chip. I like it. I like it. Over there on 14, I hit this tortilla to about 2 feet.
Yeah.
Are you a Tostitos or Doritos kind of guy?
I'm a
Oh
Tostitos
man.
Yeah.
Tostitos guy, yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that.
You want a
Yeah,
little
Yeah,
salsa with
nah.
that chip?
Yeah, no, I just don't think yeah. 3/4 shot, I'm not counting it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I
So
think it's got to.
what if it's 150 yards and I hit a 3/4 7-iron into the breeze? That's a 3/4 shot.
You're semantics, man.
Yeah.
We're like
At
devil's
150
advocate.
yards, is a goddamn ace. Okay, Justin Thomas on the tee in front of the sphere, par 5. Oh, he fucking slices his way right.
I think one of the most memorable shots on a par 3, I definitely didn't make it, but it's one that, like, I don't think I'll forget this one for a while, was at Bay Hill. I hit on the second hole. I played the back tee. So I played Bay Hill like 5 times in a stretch from 2011 to 16. Played it like once a year in January. We went down there for a sales meeting, right?
Mhm.
So I figured out like how to play it. Like, I'll play this the first hole from one year I played like the first hole the back tee, the second hole the second tee, the third hole the back tee, the fourth hole the second tee, and whatever felt more comfortable because it's like you get to one, two, four, and it's like, dude, I'm not playing that back tee. It's 100 yards down the last hole. Like I'm not
Hmm.
playing that one. I'm gonna play it where it's a regular par five and play from there. But that second hole, it was into the breeze one time, and I went, I'm gonna play this back tee just because it's a shot that I don't think I have. And I get
Hmm.
up there and it was like 230 into the breeze, and I hit a 1 iron to like a foot. And
Ooh.
I was pumped, dude. It was so good.
Oh
Was that
man,
like a
yeah.
ping I2 1 iron?
No, it was a ping I3 1 iron.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an I3 1 iron. I hit it to like a foot. I was just like, that was one of those shots. It's like, nah, I remember that because like the four caddy was like, damn, that's like the best shot I've seen in a couple of weeks. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
You probably said that's the best shot I've hit in a couple of months.
Yeah,
Um,
no, at that point, yeah, no, that was the best shot I've hit in a while at that point. But yeah, no, it was like, damn, that was a golf shot, boys. We're gonna play some golf today.
Hmm.
I, so if I were gonna follow up on that, and it's not as impressive, but I do remember playing like a high school or middle school match, and we're at Pipestone in Ohio, Miamisburg, Ohio, and little par three, kind of downhill over a ravine, and I block it to the right of the green, and there's this hillside that's usually firm, like almost goat track firm. The course isn't a goat track by any means, it's actually a pretty nice public course,
Right.
but get up there on it and I put it behind this like big ass like oak or something. And I mean, I can't from where I'm standing because the trunk's so big and I'm so close to it, I cannot see the flag and I can only see like maybe a portion of the green to one side and portion of the green the other side. And I'm like, what do I do? And I decided, okay, it's really firm. If I go on the high side, it actually is going to bring the ball back towards the hole a little bit. So I take this like little chip stroke and it just kind of like bumbles its way down there. And I don't remember what I made on the hole, whether it was like I didn't make the chip. So let's say I just made a 3 or 4, but it was just the fact that like I hit this little shot that kind of like, whoo, whenever I ran three and hit up on the green where I had like a good putt. you know and
That's
that
nuts.
shot for some reason has always stuck with me. Like I don't know if it's because of the fact that I attempted it or the fact that like I had the creativity in that moment, to come up with it. um but yeah, that one always stuck with me. If we're not going to talk about like hole in ones, or taking it off a flag stick or something like that.
I had me and a good customer of mine, good friend of mine now, we're having a discussion, and the first time we met each other was out at Killarn during a scramble that I played in. And we met each other because I knew the pro out there at the time, but he had to change the cup on the third hole because I blew the back of the hole out. That was pretty cool. And
I
we we
hate when
we
I
were
blow
telling
holes out, man.
we
That's
were
just the
telling we were
worst.
telling his uncle about it. And he was like, he was like, how'd y'all meet? And blah 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 blah. And I was like, damn, Jimmy, like the first time we met was the time I blew out the back of the hole at Killarn. And he's like, you're not wrong. And I was like, dude, that was nuts. I hit like a 9 iron and just literally just right in the back of the hole, and the ball popped out.
That's
So
crazy.
wait, did it end up in the bottom of the cup then?
No,
Because
it
there's a guy on
probably,
social.
no,
It
it blew
probably
out the
hit
back of
the
the
thing
hole
and
and
just
came out.
ricocheted, right?
Oh man,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean,
have you ever?
That
it was like less than 6 inches, but yeah, no, it blew the whole back half of the hole out.
Yeah, that's rough. I've had it happen to me, and I've watched it happen to other people before too, where they jar one on the fly, and it smacks that flag so hard, and it goes down in the hole and comes back out. And when it does that, it has like a wicked amount of spin on it too. So
It's got a
it's like the
wicked ass
mm,
sound when it does it too.
mm-hmm. It almost sounds like a gunshot.
It does, because it's
So
just all at one
yeah,
time. It's nuts.
If you're not
Yeah.
expecting it, it gets your attention.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I have never had that happen.
I was about to say, like, that's a sound that probably not many people have heard on the golf course, and like both of us know that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
don't
EJ's
know if
never heard that sound.
I've never heard that sound.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is that it's a split second
It's
occurrence,
so fast. Yeah.
but it's
Mhm.
almost like two sounds in once, and I think that's what makes it kind of sound like a gunshot. Because I mean, we've all probably at some point hit a flag stick, and you know, especially if it's like a fiberglass flag stick, you know, it just kind of has this like hollow sound. But when it hits that cup mixed with
It
like the
makes two
flag stick,
sounds. It almost sounds like it has an echo.
yeah. And so it's just I mean, it's not like a gunshot, but a gunshot's probably one of the closest things I can really compare it to. And if you're not expecting it, you're just like, what was that? You know? So I've had it happen to me both ways where I was watching the shot and then one where I wasn't paying attention. And it's a sound, man. It's kind of like hearing a tornado for the first time. You're just like, oh shoot, what is that?
And it
And
never
I'm
goes in.
yeah. Yeah, when it oh
Yep.
yeah.
All right, so I'm on the Netflix Cup, and it's Fowler and Thomas and their little F1 partner guys, and they're actually playing alternate shot. So this is I lied. They're not playing alternate shot. They're playing best ball, a two-man scramble on this hole.
Okay.
I thought it was alternate shot. The F1 driver had a better drive than Justin Thomas. So they played out of the sand trap. Oh shit, Fowler with a dart. They're playing this par 5, 515-yard hole, and Fowler and Thomas are both there into Thomas from the bunker, from the fairway, or from the fairway bunker from the F1 driver. Fowler looks good. His game does, at least.
Hey, one thing I was just thinking about, and I don't think I ever got a follow up on it, and I never really looked into it. But whatever happened with the book with the dirt on Phil Mickelson? Never really
Mm.
heard much about the dirt.
Are
I
we
guess
talking
there
about
really wasn't that much content to it.
the book from the gambling guy?
No, Shipnuck.
The
Yeah,
Live book?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I I read the Live book, and I read the Phil book, and um, there wasn't anything in the Live book that didn't come out in the Phil book. So if you guys remember, like when the excerpt of the Phil book came out, where he was calling the Saudis scary mother effers, and then Phil kind of vanished for like months. Um,
Yeah.
Shipnuck talks about that in this Live book, but nothing else additionally came out in regards to Phil or anything else about that time. So there was nothing other tumultuous happenings that happened that didn't cause him to have anything else happen now that, you know what I'm saying? Like everything
Hmm.
bad happened already when it comes
Okay. All right.
to Phil and the Saudis. He was just reporting on everything that had happened, and kind of like um Phil's a weird guy. I
Oh
I
yeah,
would
for
I
sure.
would love to just sit and pick his brain in regards to what has transpired over the last 5 years, because it's odd, and the book is just done so well. I'm a fan of Alan
To be
Shipnuck.
as good as Phil Mickelson is at something, you have to be odd.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
Uh,
that's just the thing. Like you have to be odd. And for people to say that people like Phil and Jordan and all these guys got gambling problems, like, nah, they're the most competitive people in the world and they got more money than they know what to do with. Like, yeah, they're gonna gamble it. I mean, that's in their nature, I think.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just an additional competitive thing. You know what's
Yeah.
funny? My sister was talking to me about the Seminole tribe getting the sports book on the in Florida. And
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here and I'm like, man, that's not something that I need to start doing. You know what I'm saying? As a 39-year-old man is gambling on sports. But then like the game came on last night and the Bills, I guess, lost to the Bengals and they were playing the Broncos at home. And I'm like, I would bet my house that the Bills are not going to lose tonight. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, man, I don't need to start gambling on anything right now.
Right. I enjoy it. But at the same time, like I'm not. There's been times where I felt like I did it a little too much, and then I just kind of was like, I'm good on that for a while, But at the same time, it's still fun to find 5 games and put $20 on it for the chance to win 500.
I would love
You know what
that.
I mean?
I have never done that in my life. So I
I
would
have.
love to be in Vegas
I
and
hit
set
I
that
hit
up.
a $50 parlay one time for like $1,400.
Man,
Hmm.
that would just be so gratifying because so much good shit has to happen in order for that to happen. Like all
Yeah,
the
but see,
stars just have to
but
align.
it's worth the $20 to like get the thrill if you have 3 games win.
Oh, absolutely. And I
You know what I
hope
mean?
they're
And you
like the
time it out where
first
you have,
three.
you do it on a college Saturday where you have like 2 noon games, 2 3:30 games, and then like one late game and then one like really late game. So if you can stay up if you want to, or you just sleep on it. And then you know what I mean? Like those are great.
Right, right. The worst
So
thing
I'm
is
not.
when you're out right from the get-go, though.
Right, right. But hey, there's those weeks, and then you can go do whatever.
Then you just double down, $20 starting at
Nah, you
3:30.
just say, hey, yeah, nah, you say, nah, I lost it. We're good. See that's where you gotta have a little bit of discipline.
So I was raised to be happy with what you got. So not a gambler.
Right.
And
Okay.
I got roped into a college, an NCAA basketball tournament pool one year at the club I was working at. And I was like, you know what? Fine, it's $10. I'm just gonna do it to prove I'm not gonna win. Well, guess what? I had picked Michigan State and North Carolina in the semifinals. No one else had, and Michigan State won. I think they ended up losing the championship to like Villanova. Maybe doesn't matter though. They didn't win it overall, but I was the only person to pick that Michigan State North Carolina game, and so it was a tight match. When they won, bam, Scott won the pool. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll take your guys' money. And they were like, we don't think you should. And so I took
Hey, got
a
to.
yeah, oh yeah, I definitely did. But anyway, it's kind of the whole gist of it was like, man, people don't hardly ever win at these things. There's so much luck involved. And I know they're gonna say like, well, if you really know sports and you understand like how the bets work, you're taking a very calculated risk. It's really not even a risk. And it's like
Sometimes.
in my opinion, maybe so, but it's like in my opinion, at the end of the day, this is not what's his name? The Rich Dad Poor Dad guy. It's like this isn't one of his books. So give me a break. Let's move
Oh,
on.
yeah. No,
Robert
I got you.
Kiyosaki.
Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki is like this isn't a Robert Kiyosaki book. Like, give me a break.
Hey, but at the same time, people like me and Renato will play in $300 damn Super Bowl squares too, though.
Yeah, I've done that.
Hey, we
I've
won.
done.
We hit one for like $1,500 one time. It was like,
Oh
hey,
man,
when you hit one of those squares, it's like that was worth our 300.
yes, yeah. We've done that. We've done like a Masters fantasy. My family, we do that every Masters tournament.
Yeah,
That's fun. Um,
yeah.
Me and my mom and my dad always place fake derby bets.
really, that's dope.
Yeah, we always play fake derby bets. Like I'll call over there and be like, "Hey, I got this horse, and this horse," and then like
That's cool.
my dad will calculate it if anybody won any money or not.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool. Um, shit. What was the other one that we did? My dad and I did a football weekly pick'em one year where we had to pick all the NFL games every week.
that's
That
cool.
that was so hard. That was so hard. There were weeks that you would go,
Because there's games that you would have no interest in whatsoever.
none.
Hmm.
Like I
There's
don't even
none.
know who plays quarterback for those two teams in the
Right.
NFL.
And and you're trying to pick every game. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, if there's, I don't know, let's say there's 15 games, you throw in $15, you have 50 people that do that, you win, you come up.
Yeah.
And it was something that he did at his office. We did it every week, and I think we only won once, and it was brutal. It was so brutal. I picked like the week that we won, he was having me pick, and I think I went like 15-1 this week, and it was just insane. It was just, you had to pick everybody. Everybody. It was the toughest gambling I've ever done. It
I've
was
been
so
in a
hard.
bowl pool for like 10, 12 years that I've never won a dime.
Really?
Yes. But it's like
This
it's
is
the
your year,
biggest
buddy.
bowl pool you'll ever see though. Like there's like 300 people in it though. Like it's
Mm,
and the thing is the guy is so old school that he prints it out and sends it to everybody that's in it. It's like it's
that's
super
sick.
investment for him, but it's nuts, dude. You get this envelope that's like this thick and it has everybody's picks in it.
Have you ever done fantasy football or anything like that?
Yeah, but I'm terrible at it.
So I'm in a fantasy football league for the first time in like forever. And it's a bunch of dudes we went to high school with. And I was out having lunch one day, and there was a table full of dudes doing a fantasy football draft at a wing house. Have you ever seen that? What a male bonding experience that I'm so envious that I've never had.
It's this new hate.
No, this ain't new hate.
Well, fun.
uh, has anybody ever done that?
No.
I mean, I've done it virtually, and I didn't enjoy it at
We've all
all.
done it. I sucks
I've seen
virtually.
him. I've
You know what
seen
I'm
him
saying?
go down before, but I've never been involved in them. And at the same
I,
time, we used to hang out at this place, Hobbit Hoagies in town. That like back before everybody had internet on their phone, like you would see a
mm,
group of dudes out there with like laptops out, and they had all their shit spread out watching. I mean, that was back before there was fantasy channels. You know what I mean? Like
right.
everybody had to watch it on their computer, kind of deal, and like they would do it. And then they would be the old school dudes that would like write down in the notebook like how many points they got. It's I remember that stuff was crazy.
So I saw this year, and I was like, hey, like,
They're
did
keeping it
they
real, dude. They're
bring?
doing it the way they've
I
always done it.
I asked the lady that at the bar, and I said, hey, did they bring all their own shit, or like, what's up with all that? He's like, no, they called and we gave it to them. I said, oh, so like I could like do this. They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, so
What?
you can call Winghouse and say, hey, I want to have my fantasy football draft here. And they'll set up everything for you. They'll have all the board and the players and all of that shit.
What?
Hmm.
Yeah. So just food for thought. I was shocked.
That's impressive.
It was. It was the weirdest thing going down at a Winghouse on like a Thursday.
That is cool though.
Yeah, it was interesting. Well, we've managed to discuss a whole lot of nothing,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I think it's been worthwhile.
I think so. I think in one of the fantasy leagues I'm involved in next year, I'm gonna take to the commissioner to see if we can get everybody's picks to be public. I feel like that's an important thing in a fantasy league that is based off of picks.
True.
You know?
I mean, I wouldn't suggest that anybody would be doing anything untoward and
Yeah, but
like
I just think it's always
modifying
good to
picks.
know ahead of time.
But
You know?
I concur. I concur.
I don't know. We'll talk and see if there's a possibility for a rule change. I don't know. I just have to stir the pot a little bit and see if I can get a little petition going, you know?
I'm never in the fucking hunt. So, I mean, I'm down to be purchased. You break me off. You break me off a little piece of some winnings. I'll sign whatever you want me to sign, pal.
Man, EJ's a
I
good
suck it.
spokesperson to have my back too. He'll explain why we need it and everything. Give him a good story on it.
I suck at fantasy golf. I wish I was better, but I just have so much like
Sounds like to
l-
me you just need to pick better.
well,
What you
I
need to
just
do is you need to go to PGA Tour picks this week. All you gotta do is type that in your phone and look at that list and go, which one do I think? And then you pick like a sleeper out of a group, and then you pick one
Mhm.
out of the group that they say is gonna win. And you just trust them on that because like you pick people like Adam Harwin sometimes, and you're like, I would never pick that dude, but everybody says that guy's gonna play good. And then he misses the cut, and you're like, see, I told you I should have picked somebody I knew, but
Yeah.
sometimes they come top five, and you're like, shit, I did never had a clue.
Yeah. See, I'm notorious for picking people that I have either an interest in, or there's nobody else that's going to pick this person. So I'm rolling with this person this week.
I always pick the interest players early. Like
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that, you know.
Yeah.
I can tell you
Like
guys right now, I'm not really ever going to divulge my secret. But what I will say is I keep a list of players that I kind of like covet, and I have a source I take it from, which is very easy to get online. And I have a spreadsheet that helps me to sort through who I find interesting and where I source my information from. And then the spreadsheet more or less makes it easy for me to track how many times I've picked these players, and kind of gives me the guidance on who I'm going to pick each week. And at the end of the day, like I'm picking it, and that's why I've had some success, and then that's why also season before last I was garbage. Because at the end of the day, it's me, it's not the spreadsheet, So it takes a bit of luck. But with that said,
The fact
I would
that you
always
kept a spreadsheet deserved to beat me there at the end. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because you're making spreadsheets, and there was a week I forgot to turn in a pick.
I
love
I
it.
s- I started doing it, and it was working for me a little bit, and I finished third. No, actually, I started doing it, and I was continuing to be abysmal, and I switched my source, and I zoomed up and captured third for that season, and then I won, and then I won again, and then I was garbage, and then I snuck up behind you and stripped it away from you after you had led for like the last 20 events of the season.
True.
Feels
True.
it was backdoor victory. So I've
It
got my
was.
methods, and all I'm gonna say is you know, if you feel like there's something you need to bring up to the commissioner, if you need to petition something, the commissioner will,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sure, will always
yeah,
listen.
we'll work on petitioning our rule change. We'll go about it the correct manner.
I will say this though, um, there is a reason why the commissioner hasn't made the rule change, and anytime you want to discuss it offline, man to man, call me and I'll gladly tell you why.
All
Because
right, that sounds good.
at the end of the day, I've talked to the commissioner about it, and it's not about the money,
It's
and
not
it's
about the
about
money.
participating. And the commissioner, he really likes what goes on here.
I got you. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Got you. All right, done. I'm ready to go to bed. I got to
Yeah.
start early tomorrow.
Sounds good, gentlemen. Good chat.
Good chat. Till next time.
Go
We'll have
backyard
some
marathon.
direction.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, 4.2, baby. That's where we start.
Can't wait to hear how it goes, man.
Yeah, we go to 2.1 and we turn around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check
It's
me
a
to make
whole lot
certain I'm not.
further than I thought it was too.
Check me to make certain I'm not sleepy when you tell me about it.
You got it.
Yeah.
See you,
ya.
boys.
Be good. Later.
Yep.
Peace.
Adios.